Hey y'all, it's Kat from Kat Southern Charms, and I'm back. I told you we were gonna redo our dragon eye with some thicker resin because we get better results. I am using Let's Resin's tabletop epoxy, which is just their coating resin. You can see the different things it's used for, doming your things, canvas, things like that. So it's a thicker viscosity, which means it will spread slower. It will stay better where you put it and not just run off real quick. So we're gonna do a dragon eye using this thicker epoxy. I'm showing you this ahead of time because there's only a 25-minute work time with this. And that clock starts as soon as you start mixing it in your cup. So I wanted to show you a few things before I mix everything up and pour it, because we won't have time to talk about it and all that. So this is the resin I'm using, a thicker resin. I'm using this, and people wonder, how can I know how much resin I need? How can I figure that out? There's a very easy way, and I'm gonna show you here. There is a resin calculator where you just input your data and it tells you how much resin you need. So what I did is I took my handy dandy measuring tape and I measured this. So it's 5 by 5, right? It's not completely a circle, but it's close enough to give me the estimate that I know I'm gonna need for resin. So what I did is I went to the calculator, and you'll see where I put the thickness of the coaster is 1/2 inch. So I put 0.5 into figure out my totals, and then I put 5 inches for a circular shape. And it told me I need 5.4 fluid ounces, which is a volume measurement of resin for this coaster. So I'm gonna do it even 6 because I'll pour something, you know, in another little trinket or whatever. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mix my resin, part A, part B. Since I'm gonna do 6, I'll do 3 fluid ounces of part A. And when I got this tabletop resin, it came with cups. I love their cups that have pre-measured marks on them, okay? So what I'll do is I'll pour to the line 3, and then I'll continue pouring till it gets to the line 6, and that's it. So that's an easy way to do it. If you want to use a scale, make sure it's set to fluid ounces. I'm gonna start mine, and this is just a standard kitchen scale, y'all. Let's see what it comes up. Come on. There we go. Okay, you can see this was set to pounds because I was measuring packages that need to be sent out in the mail. Easy way to do that too. But all I do is change this. There it is, fluid ounce. You see how it's set to fluid ounces? That's gonna give me a volume measurement. So if I wanted 6, I will put my cup on, and I'm gonna tear out, meaning I'm gonna set it back to 0, and then I'm gonna pour 3 ounces, and then I'm gonna get my other part and pour till it says 6, and it's done. So if you do see people using scales, more than likely it's set to fluid ounce for a volume measurement. Set that aside, and I have my colors. We're gonna use Malachite, and we're gonna use Royal Gold. And you know, we have to have either just resin, clear resin by itself, or you can use a transparent, and I'm gonna use transparent turquoise for our center. So let me get all that poured up, then we'll come back. We'll talk about what order you pour things in, and where we go from there. So while I'm pouring and mixing things up, go hurry, like this, subscribe if you haven't, ding the bell so you don't miss future stuff coming. But I'll be right back. All right, y'all, we're back. I mixed everything up and I separated it out, weighed it. There's exactly 2 ounces in each of these cups, I'm going to add some Marabu. Okay, put that to the side. Again, this is the Marabu Rainbow that just adds sparkle. It has no color. In one of these, I am going to put the Malachite, and this is by Mayspring. Y'all, these colors are gorgeous, and you're about to see. So there's the Malachite, and it doesn't take much. Shut that up, I don't want any spilling out. I'm gonna use the gold. It's called Royal Gold. Again, doesn't take much, and you'll learn if you use gold, you got to be careful. Gold and white really take over things. And then instead of clear resin, I'm going to use this turquoise transparent ink. I could put this whole bottle in there and it's not going to get opaque. What do I mean by opaque? I mean, it's not going to be a solid color. There's a little, get one of my little sticks and you'll see what I mean when I mix this up. It's going to stay transparent or see-through. And that's what I want in this. See that? It is just a tint of aqua. And that's what I want in this. I'm gonna make sure I get all of my sides good. And remember, we're on the clock, okay? This has a 25-minute work time. So we'll set that to the side. We'll mix our gold. I'm gonna do it slowly because I don't want powder flying everywhere. That's the bad thing about mica. It will fly out on you. And people ask, what is the difference of these colorants? Mica powder has movement in it, and you can see. I swirl it around. It has movement. It's not a solid color like when I do my paste. You've seen me mix paste before, and it's a solid color. You know what? I'm gonna leave that. I'm not gonna add any more. All right, gold is done. And y'all, this malachite, oh my goodness. Gorgeous. Let me tell you. I'm gonna scrape down all the sides because I want to make sure that all of my mica powder is incorporated so it doesn't leave any lumps like pancake mix. Look at that color, y'all. Gorgeous. All right, but it's like pancake mix. You know, when you mix pancake mix, if you don't get all of the mix combined, you're cooking your pancakes and pop, there's a little powder bubble that pops. Same thing with mica. All right, so let's talk about our pouring sequence. And I'm gonna do it as we talk, because like I said, we're on the clock. Start with our transparent, or if you're using clear, start with your clear first. And I'm gonna pour half of these the first time around, and then I'm gonna pour a second round the same order. Ooh, let me, look at that. Be sure that your coaster is clean. I got some of that malachite powder in there. All right, just gonna make sure it's all dry. Okay. All right, we're gonna start with our clear. All right, that's about half of the cup. Then we're gonna do our gold. Give it a quick stir again. Pour in the center. That is about half of the cup. And then we're gonna do our malachite. I'm gonna stir again. Make sure it's all incorporated. And something you're gonna notice, I'll pour this way. Look at that color, y'all. Gorgeous. And we're gonna go the same order, okay? And I'm not gonna spritz alcohol. this is the one time I'm gonna use a long lighter because the alcohol will add effects in there that I don't want to add. So we do the same order. In fact, let me just go around, pop all these bubbles. All right, clear, gold, and our Malachite is the final. All right, I'm just gonna turn this like this. I'm going to use my lighter. The one thing that I say don't use fire is because lately these molds are not made as good as before. And if you use too much fire, your resin is gonna cure to the side of your coaster. It's gonna meld to it. And that means that you won't be able to peel it open and take your resin out. It's gonna be stuck when you try to take your resin out of the coaster, and you're gonna have to rip the coaster and then file it down or use an X-Acto blade or something with a sharp edge to kind of scrape the mold, the silicone off your resin piece. But that's all we're gonna do for this Dragonite, y'all. That's it. Hey y'all, we're back. Everything is done. Let's see if this Crackle worked better than the last. Remember, we used the higher viscosity resin, the tabletop by Let's Resin. So let's see what we have. I'm excited to see this. Are you? All right, let's set the mold to the side. All right, are you ready? Ta-da! What do you think? That's beautiful, y'all. Now, remember when I didn't add the extra golden? I'm thinking I probably should have added more gold mica. That is a delicate balance because, like I told you, gold can really take over. But I like it. It turned out great. Definitely tell the difference with the high viscosity or the thicker resin. So, there you go. That is our updated version of a Dragonite, a Crackle effect, a puddle pour, whatever you want to call it. It works much better with a thicker resin. So we accomplished and answered that question. Until next time, guys, make sure you do all the YouTube things because we have some really fun stuff coming up. Don't want to miss out on that. And very soon, I'm going to have a special giveaway. Be on the lookout for that too. Make sure you do all the YouTube things or ding that bell so you don't miss the new ones that are coming. Until next time, happy arting. Ta-ta for now.